Alright, what is going on? My name is Nathan or ELEMENTofFROST, and I'm back here again to bring you guys my weekly prediction video for this week's coming episode of The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 14, The Grove. Alright guys, so as usual, we're going to get in the synopsis, but real quick before I do that, I just wanted to let you guys know that I am starting to get cold, I am getting sick. My voice is a bit raspy, I can't really talk for long periods of time, so if I take a second to breathe and kind of catch my breath, or, I start sniffing or something, my nose is running, I apologize for that, but, it happens, okay? It's the transition between winter and spring, starting to wear a little more, warmer clothes up here in Canada, at least for in the house, obviously. I still bundle up when I'm going outside, but as far as in the house, I usually wear shorts and stuff, because it kind of gets a little warm. Whew. Wow, this really sucks. It catches me out of breath. But anyways, not doing a commentary on my cold or anything like that. So let's get right into the synopsis of this week's upcoming episode of The Walking Dead, Season 4, Episode 14, The Grove. I'm really excited for this episode, guys. All right, so synopsis for this episode. After finding an idyllic place to establish a new shelter, the group starts to question whether it's possible to go back to the way things were. Alright guys, so we don't really know what this means, okay? We could consider this meaning Tyrese, Carol and the girls, maybe they finally make it to Terminus. Or maybe on their way to Terminus they come across a shelter that they kind of want to, maybe stay in for a couple nights or something like that. We really don't know what this is about. So, this week's episode of The Walking Dead is actually going to be focused on, I know for sure, Carol, Tyrese, and, the girls like Lizzie, Mika, and obviously, I guess probably Judith would be in there as well. But, yeah, it's focused on that this week. So I'm kind of really excited to see what's going to happen with, Carol, Tyrese, and Lizzie, Mika, Judith. Because we actually haven't seen them since episode, I believe, 11? I think is the last time we've seen, Carol and Tyrese and everybody like that. I think is the last time we've seen them is, the 11th. So, we don't really know what's actually going to be happening there. Whether or not, maybe one of them is going to die, maybe a character will get killed off. We don't know if we're going to see anything from Beth or Daryl, so I can't really make predictions on that. I'm basing my predictions off what I'm seeing in the promos and the sneak peeks and everything like that. And, yeah, so as far as Tyrese and Carol go, I think this episode is basically going to be on them. So, as far as what's going to happen, through Carol and Tyrese and everybody like that, that's going to be in this episode, which like I said before, I think this episode is going to be basically on Tyrese and Carol. I don't think there's going to be any other characters or anything like that. I mean, previously, before in other episodes, the last two episodes, episode 12 was on, Daryl and Beth alone. There was no other characters at all during that episode. Episode 13 was on Daryl and Beth, and then a little bit from Maggie, Sasha, and Bob. Now, as far as this episode goes, I think this episode's going to be just on Tyrese, Carol, and the girls. And the reason I think that is because the last time we seen them was episode 11, and that was, not for very long at all. So yeah, as far as, what's going to happen during this episode, it's kind of hard to say. But I do think, going off of the sneak peeks and the promos, the promo that actually aired after the episode of The Walking Dead actually contained, them kind of walking down the train tracks, kind of, assumingly still going towards Terminus like they were before. They're walking down the train tracks, and they continue on their way. Tyrese is kind of talking to Carol about, what you do now to survive, you have to do, there's no getting away from it. Even if it is the worst thing you could possibly do, you need to do it in order to survive in this new world, especially now outside these prison walls, because now they're just completely exposed to anything that could happen around them or anything like that. So, what they do now to survive, no one can really blame them for doing. So, now as far as the two sneak peeks go, there's one sneak peek that actually aired on the AMC.com website and on the AMC YouTube channel. Link in the description below to sneak peek number 1. I'll try to find a link to the promo as well, but sneak peek number 1 is actually Carol and Tyrese. No, Tyrese and Lizzie. I'm sorry, not Carol. My bad. I don't know. I'm a little bit sick, and I don't know. I can forget things kind of easily now, but I don't know what that has to do with me being sick. I think I'm just making excuses. But yeah, Lizzie and Tyrese kind of sitting there on a rock or some sort of a makeshift bench by the woods, and they're sitting there playing I Spy with My Little Eye. You know, that little kids game that you go, you know, I Spy with My Little Eye, something gray, and then they try to guess it. Anyway, they're sitting there playing I Spy. It's Tyrese's turn to go, and Tyrese looks down the train tracks a little bit, so it looks like they're probably taking a rest or something, you know, maybe feeding Judith or something like that, because they had the baby in hand. He looks down the train tracks, he hands the baby to Lizzie, and there is a walker coming down the train tracks towards him, so he gets up. You know, he says, "I'll be right back." We'll play again in a second, I guess. He walks down. He draws his hammer, or he starts to draw his hammer at least, and we can obviously assume that he's going to kill the walker because the walker is endangering Judith, Lizzie, and everybody that's kind of, you know, sitting there beside him. And he decides to, you know, take the walker out. We don't actually see the walker kill, but we definitely will in this week's episode of The Walking Dead. So, very excited for that. It does look like a promising episode. It does look like there's going to be a lot of walker kills and everything like that in this episode. As far as the second sneak peek goes, this looks creepy as hell. So we don't know where this is in the episode, and we don't know where this is in The Walking Dead, like the actual universe. So whether or not this is Terminus, whether or not this is maybe somewhere near Terminus, maybe down the train tracks, maybe they found like a shelter with some survivors, and this is what they found, or this, like I said, we could actually finally see footage of Terminus. And if this is footage of Terminus, which we still don't know, so it's not confirmed, so don't quote me on anything. If this is footage of Terminus, it is, it's not a good place. They might seem good, but if this is Terminus, I can almost guarantee you that this is probably the crazy-ass hunters from the comic book. Which the hunters are actually cannibals who hunt people down, because it's easier to basically hunt people down than to sit out and wait for food to come to you. Because obviously, if you've ever been out hunting, you got to wait for the buck to come to you, or if you're hunting a deer, you know, you're hunting something else, a moose, you know, something, you got to wait for him to basically come to you. You got to stay silent. But with a human being, you can chase them down, you can shoot them. Usually, most human beings don't know how to avoid shots. They don't know how to, you know, zigzag in and out of pathways, or they don't know how to cover their tracks, so a hunter maybe can't track them. So, you know, humans aren't really experienced with that, which I think we should be, you know, other than this, you know, sitting in school doing stuff like this. We should be taught how to survive on our own, and if anything ever happens. That's what I think school should be about, but anyways, I'm not expressing my opinions right now. But anyways, yeah, that's what I think is going to happen. In the sneak peek, it's really, really creepy. So at the start of the sneak peek, it's kind of like in the kitchen of a house, and we hear this creepy music and a girl laughing, and it seems like it's coming from possibly a backyard or a front yard, you know, some sort of a yard by the house. You know, back when the world was normal, we obviously always heard little girls playing. We always heard them laughing. You know, they'd probably playing tag with their friends, or, you know, something like that. You know, they're giggling around. But now that it's a zombie apocalypse, it seems weird to hear a little girl giggling, especially with this creepy-ass music playing in the background. And it pans over to the window towards the backyard, and we see a girl kind of running around a tree, and she's playing with a walker, guys. It was so creepy. It was really, really bizarre. I didn't know what to think of it. My first thought was basically, what the fuck? But I don't know what's going to happen during this episode of The Walking Dead. It kind of looks all, you know, jumbled together, I guess, sort of. We can obviously assume it's going to be on Carol and Tyrese and the girls, basically on them, and everything like that. So yeah, that's what happens in the sneak peek for number 2. So I'll try to find links and put that in the description. As far as the end of the promo goes, there's something that I really wanted to talk about real quick, and that is Carol and Mika. Near the end of the promo, Mika looks like she's kind of, you know, maybe fell down, or she fell down and got trapped maybe by like a hunting snare or something else. Her foot's trapped or something, and there's a walker coming up behind her, and she's kind of on the ground on her belly, kind of crawling towards Carol, yelling, screaming, Carol, help me. What do you like? Basically asking and pleading for Carol's help so she doesn't get bit by the walker. And there's a walker about to lean down. He starts leaning down. It cuts back to Carol, and Carol's kind of backing away, seemingly sacrificing Mika, maybe for the good of her group. Tyrese, Lizzie, and Judith kind of maybe sacrificing Mika. We don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Tyrese is going to come by, save Mika, and then kind of ask Carol, what the hell are you thinking? Why didn't you help her? Kind of question her. And maybe we'll finally, eventually see Carol admit to Tyrese that, I'm the one that killed Karen and David back in the prison. But as far as that goes, I don't know if that's going to happen. That's kind of an unlikely scenario. We're probably going to have to wait for that reaction for a little while, maybe in the Alexandria safe zone or something like that, if Tyrese makes it that long. Because in the comic book, he actually died back in the prison attack from the governor instead of Herschel. He's the one that got his head cut off, so he's not even supposed to be alive at this point. But as far as anything else goes, we don't know what's going to happen. I wonder if Mika's actually going to survive. Is Carol kind of turning on Mika, or is she being surrounded by walkers? There's maybe nothing she can do or something like that. I don't really see Carol kind of abandoning Mika or anything like that. I mean, we did see sort of her sadistic side before, but that was for the good of a group. She killed Karen and David to try to prevent that disease from spreading. Likely to say it didn't actually work, but she tried. I would have tried too, to protect the family members and the people that I love and care about for 4 seasons especially. So we don't really know what's going to happen in this episode, but I do think it's going to be good. I can almost guarantee you that. It's probably going to be a lot of zombie killing, a lot of walker killing, just a lot of creepy shit in general because of the fact that the girl was dancing around and playing with the walker in the backyard while this creepy-ass music was playing in the kitchen. And kind of looks like she was playing like tag with it or something, like tag, you're it. I don't even know. But like I said, I don't know what's going to happen in this episode, but I do know that it's going to be good, and I cannot wait for this week's episode of The Walking Dead, Season 4, Episode 14, my bad, 14, The Grove. There's only 3 episodes left of The Walking Dead, Episode 14, 15, and 16. I cannot wait for them. Although at the same time I can't kind of wait for them, because then we're going to have to wait another 7 months until October to get Season 5 of The Walking Dead, which is going to be a painful wait. But I will do it. I did it last year, and I guess I'll just have to do it again. Watch an episode of The Walking Dead each week until Walking Dead Season 5 comes back. That's what I usually do. I have Season 1, 2, and 3 on DVD and Blu-ray, and I'm getting Season 4 this June. The Blu-ray Special Edition set. It's really, really cool. If you guys haven't really seen that, go check it out. There's kind of a prototype that already leaked from some sort of a Comic-Con or something like that. But it looks really, really sick. I cannot wait for this week's episode of The Walking Dead. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode prediction video. If you do, hit it up with a like, share it around with your friends. Tell me in the comment section below what you guys think is going to happen in this week's episode of The Walking Dead. Oh, I talked really, really fast there. But yeah, tell me what you guys think is going to happen. Do you guys agree with me? There's going to be a lot of creepy shit. Whether or not Mika's going to survive, it kind of looks highly unlikely, but, Tyrese could come last second, bash the zombie in the head, or, something like that. Something's probably going to happen. Will they make it to Terminus, guys? What do you guys think? Will they make it to Terminus in this episode? And if so, what's it going to be like? Is it going to be that creepy girl playing with the zombie in the backyard? Is it going to be the cannibals? What's going to be happening? So, hopefully you guys did enjoy this episode prediction video of The Walking Dead, and if you did, like I said, hit up with a like, share it around with your friends, and like I said, again, tell me in the comment section below what you guys think is going to happen if your opinions differ from mine, and tell me if you guys agree with me. So, until next week's episode of The Walking Dead, the episode review video obviously coming this Monday, March the 17th, right after the episode airs on March the 16th, which is a Sunday on AMC. I'm looking really forward to that episode. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys on the review video if that's all you guys watch from me. I don't know if you guys watch just my review videos, or do you guys watch the rest of my videos in general. But if you do, I'll have another video tomorrow. If you just watch my Walking Dead videos, it'll be out Monday, March the 17th. And until then, guys, I will talk to you guys on the next video. Bye.